Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Come on in, get comfortable, grab your bubbly, whatever you're doing. Come on and hang out with me and Rona D. We're talking about friendship matters. All right. All right. Okay, we're gonna wait for we get a couple people in here and then we're gonna start the chat. Rona, how was your week? And happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday. My week was great. And listen, I was just excited and waiting for right now. This is what I've been Monday. I was waiting for Friday. So I'm just glad to be here, but it was a great week. How was your week?
Honey, yes, it was. I was ready for Friday. I was ready for Friday. It was busy. It's always busy, but that's always good. Hey, Miss JB. Hey, Miss Tony Bonita. How are you? Ladies, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in here. Grab a seat. Grab a seat. Honey, get comfortable. We gonna talk to Rona. I like y'all. I'm gonna do something a little bit different now. Y'all know how I like to spill all the tea and get right into these books. But what I'm gonna do is I am gonna talk a little bit about Rona. I want you all to get into. I want to introduce Rona to you guys. I want you to follow her. Find out what she's up to next. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the characters in the book, but I don't want to spill too much tea because I don't know if you've already read the book, so I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Yep, yep, yep. So everybody, hey, all you ladies out there, happy Women's Month. You guys rock. You give yourself a round of applause. You all be doing the dang thing.
Absolutely.
Doing the dang thing. So I'm gonna wait and get a couple more people in here, and then we're gonna have Rona do a little introduction of herself, and then we're gonna jump right into it. And before we get started, y'all, so let me tell you who my wine of the month is. So my wine of the month is a Cooper's Hawk brand. It's called Camilla Audacious. Now this is the third wine in the series. She has Camilla Brave, Camilla Proud, and then this was the last one is Camilla Audacious. Each one of these wines is inspired by, and I'm going to use Miss Bev's words. Each one of these wines is inspired by a woman who dare, a woman who does not take no. No doesn't stop her. She's not afraid to make mistakes because she knows it's a lesson. She is generally one of those people who lift while climbing. So that is the wine of the month. It's a Cooper's Hawk brand and it's called Camilla Audacious. So grab that one. And I think Rona has a wine too that
I
she
do.
is. Yeah. So Rona, tell us about your wine that you're drinking today.
So I decided because for some reason it looks like I had drank all of my lady wine. So I decided to go with my 999. This is from Buffalo. It's a sweet wine. And if
Mm.
you ever heard of Loganberry, it's a drink that we have in upstate New York. And it's made with those berries. So if you like a sweet wine, that is a very popular one. You can only get it upstate New York. So that's what I'm drinking. I decided to stick with red tonight.
All right, bring a little of that Buffalo culture in here. I love it. I love it. Hey Cheryl. Hey Cheryl.
I
Hey
see
there,
all
Mr.
the
Oh,
ladies here.
listen. Well, you know what? We're gonna have to have Rona come back, and then we're gonna spill the tea about the book. But we're gonna get some tea, honey. It's gonna be some pour up in here. You can best
He
believe
says,
that. Hey, Miss Antoinette Gates. All you ladies who are just joining us, happy Women's Month. You rock, you rock. Um, I hope you've had a yes, 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 yes. Indeed, indeed. Hey, Miss Shay. Hey, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome out there.
everybody up in there. Shay talking about Loganberry. Yes, Loganberry is good too.
Yeah, we
Hey,
gonna have to we
Miss
gonna have to talk about getting some of that. Hey,
Jen.
Sissy, how are you? Cinquetta, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Now, ladies, since we got a few people in here, we don't want to be before you long because it's Friday, but we do want to entertain you just a little bit. So,
Absolutely.
my guest today at the book bar is Miss Rona D. She is she has an award-winning debut novel, Friendship Matters, and we're going to be discussing a little bit about that. not too much detail because I want you guys to experience it for yourself. So, Rona, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, originally from Buffalo, New York, relocated to the Maryland area, and that's when, in 2003, that's actually when I started drafting this book. So it's a book that I literally finished in 2005, but published in 2022, and it's a whole story behind that. But I am here local to Bowie, Maryland. Wife, my hubby has jumped in here. That's Haas. I see my friend
The
Dana.
man of the year.
Absolutely. Stay right there. I see you ladies, Miss JB. Yeah, so I am an author by night, so to speak. I manage a team of project managers during the day. So that's my 9 to 5. But pretty much I have a 28-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old grandbaby. Love them dearly. And I think the book kind of captures a lot of my personality. So, you'll get a piece of it while we're talking through everything. But just really glad to be here, Midnight. I really appreciate you having
Oh,
me.
I
And
am so
especially
glad to
able
have
to
you.
drink some wine, honey.
Yeah, listen, it is a requirement when you come here. Uh, but you know what? You kind of touched on a few of the things that I want to kind of dive deep into you about this book. Again, I'm guys, y'all know me. I'm don't try to want to do no spoilers. So we're going to talk about her process a little bit. So you mentioned something about the time it took you to draft the story until the time that you published it. So this story, Friendship Matters,
Mhm.
was it just something that was like in your belly, and then it was a pregnancy term, or is it just when, oh hey, I'm sitting down to write and then Friendship Matters, let's go.
Yeah, so it kind of just, I think it really captures really the essence of my friendships.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to make it a fictional story, but it was something that it didn't start out with the title Friendship Matters. It
Okay.
started out when I was drafting it, it was episodes. I had have a friend in Buffalo. Her name is Lisa. And we used to laugh all the time. Every time something would happen, be like, girl, I got an episode to tell you. That was like our little joke. So when I started writing, I said, okay, I'm gonna call this book episodes. So it was just pieces, the characters is Seisha, it's Unique, it's Candace, and it would just be snippets of their little story. But the more I was writing, their lives were intertwined, and the way they were supporting one another and just coming together. Friendship Matters became the title. I just can't remember exactly what day it hit me or what was happening at that moment, but it went from French episodes to Matters after the characters I started developing their relationship a little stronger.
Yeah.
And so that was a process between 2003, and I do remember finishing December 5th of 2005. Mhm.
Okay. I actually love the title Friendship Matters. And so when I read, like I kind of get outside the box. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I have out of body experiences and then I dive in on like the smallest little things. And so Friendship Matters to me is a whole thing in itself.
It
It
is.
is it is it is a story, but it is so much more. It's kind of like a lifestyle for some, if you
Yes.
will. And the friendship, even though you wrote about three females, it does not have to be about females. It could be really about males, females,
Mhm.
anybody. Um but the friendship matters. So when you drafted this, you talked about sitting around the table or calling up your girlfriends and having these conversations. But in this particular story, these women had issues, if you
Absolutely.
will. And so, how did you develop their conflict in this story, and how difficult was that for you?
So what I did actually is each one of them has a piece of me, right?
Okay.
So I just use,
Uh oh,
yeah, I
we
use,
gotta have you come back for that one.
each one of them has some more than others. And what I did is I kind of took pieces and created people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I gave Unique the conservative side of me. I gave Seisha the sassy side of me. I gave Candace a voice to sing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was difficult in a sense. The most difficult character for me was Candace.
I was going to ask you.
And yeah, she was the most difficult. I mean, she irked me so bad throughout the whole story. And if you notice in the story, her story isn't told as much. There's still a lot for people to learn about Candace,
Mm-hmm.
as it is the other two characters. But what I found after it was published, everybody loved her, and I'm like amazed. I'm like, oh my gosh, she drove me crazy. But she did back then in 2005. I understand her a lot better. So it was kind of just writing. Like I took on the venture to do so. When I relocated, I left all my family and friends. It's just me and
Mm-hmm.
my baby girl. And so I was missing everybody. So that's why when you read the book, you'll see Buffalo culture. You'll hear
Mm-hmm.
things unique to Buffalo, and stuff like that, because I was kind of trying to pull those relationships into my life, present with me where I was living, even though we talk on the phone and stuff like that, but I missed them so much. So I just ended up creating these characters and the type of relationships and friendships that I had,
Mm-hmm.
and gave them to them. And the truth of the matter, like you said, they had issues, right? We all do.
Right. Exactly.
And that's the blessing of being able to have friends that can disagree and still love you through it and support,
Mm-hmm.
while you're going through those things. So I will say it was difficult. The most difficult part was maybe creating, stories or snippets, parts of their lives that I didn't necessarily agree with.
Okay.
It was challenging. Mm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So you mentioned that Candace being your most difficult. What about Candace that was so difficult for you to write?
Well, in the beginning, she was just, um, you'll start to read the story and you'll probably start to view her as weak.
Yes.
You'll view her as weak, and that bothered me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I wanted her to stand up and do things a little different, but I had to take her through to get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to read the story, guys, for you to
Right, right,
understand.
right,
But
right.
yeah, that's what it was. I think that bothered me initially. But the thing is, too, you can't have three friends. I mean, who wants a friendship with three of the same people, right?
True, 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 true.
And so
It probably wouldn't have been as much of a cohesion at that point.
absolutely, absolutely. So that's kind of what it was. More so just her at the point where she starts the story, she's not very strong.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Now for me, I'll say that I understand what you're saying about Candace. I think I waited to view my opinion of her until the end, and then so I didn't have much of it. But and with all of them, I waited until they had. I celebrated Unique more than either of them.
Mhm.
Sasha sort of disappointed me a little bit, like
Mhm.
toward the end, but I loved her feistiness. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I love how, and I loved her free spirit too.
Mhm.
But I always thought with Candace, I thought she was the person who you don't really know what she thinking, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you don't know if she's one of those females that's strategic,
Right.
and
Right.
that so I had to wait until I had my opinion of her. But
Right. Then
yeah.
you saw her strategy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Well, which I don't think she had in the beginning, but I think she quickly developed one. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Mhm.
Cheryl has a question from the audience. She says, with it being set in 2005, did you have to do anything particularly different in the time period? So when you released it, was it anything you had to change in the story?
So I chose not to. And it's so funny when I speak to people, they don't always realize, like, I think I said to one person, did you realize there was no texting? I left it. There's no texting. There's answering machines in there. There are cell phones, right? Because we did have cell phones then. So I left that time period. So a lot of the reviewers have considered the story a timeless story that you can get so engulfed in and not even realize
Mm-hmm.
that it's not 2022 or 2023, it's literally 2005. And so I just kind of left that there. I didn't change it. Yeah.
Yeah. Good question, Cheryl. Good question.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah. Now, this so you had the main characters, which is Sasha, Unique, and Candace, right? But then you had some male characters in there too,
Right.
right? And so some of them was pretty, they had some a pretty good amount of face time, like through toward the mid of the book. So even though it was about females mostly with this, if you could pick a hero from this story, who would it be and why?
So most people would say the hero would, I would say, would be Earl, right? Because of his role, the role he played in Unique's life.
Mm-hmm.
I would say he would be the hero. Others might say for Seisha that Lamont, you know, it just depends on who you favor, I think. Um, is
Yeah, I think Earl. It would be Earl for me too.
Yeah, yeah,
Because yeah, I mean he had no, what you saw with him was who he was. I
yes,
mean, he didn't have no stipulations with it, none of that. I think for him he was probably the easiest one
right.
of all. That So yeah, I would have picked Earl too. I would
Yes,
have picked Earl too.
he's the gentleman.
Yeah.
He's
And JB said she wish you didn't have text so much.
yes,
Um, I do too, JB. And you know me, I'll pick up the phone before I will be texting something. I'll text something like one or two times, and if we still talking, I'm just like, forget it.
just
I'm
pick up
picking
the
up the
phone.
phone to call
That's
you.
right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that
Uh,
is hilarious. Mhm.
Now, in writing the book, this you're new author, right? You come out with this story. It does really really well for you, right? And so, would you say is contribute to the success of this book?
Honestly, I must say the process and then the people, right? In a
Hmm.
sense, because I was adamant about not, I wanted my book, although it's self published, to look no different than a traditionally published book.
Hmm.
So I did a lot of research. I would look at the other books that I had, other authors and stuff like that, and just kind of mimic. So that was really really key for me, and I think that helped because I took my time to do all of those things and to research. The other part was the buy-in from family and friends.
Okay.
Like, so I started with my two beta readers, which was Haas, my husband, and then one of my best friends, Des. They were the first two.
Hmm.
And I was nervous. I remember thinking, like, no one has read this book. Oh my God. And again, like, it's 17 years old, right? And I didn't know how it was going to be received, but I was really, really nervous.
Hmm.
And he would, Haas would be here reading the book, and he would put the book down and he'd come upstairs. Wait a minute, don't you tell me this is about the, is she going to, never mind. Let me go back downstairs. Let me go back downstairs. I'm going to read. Or sometimes he would bust out laughing and we would talk and I'd say, what chapter are you on? And he'd say, 14. And I'd be like, oh, okay, let me know. I can't wait till he, and then if I bust out laughing, I'm like, that's it. It did what it was supposed to do. So I started there. And then after that, and going through the reviewers and stuff like that, the review companies, I um, grabbed a team of people. Dana, who is
Hmm.
texting about Earl being the gentleman. Uh,
Hmm.
she is one of my team members, and it's a total of 8 of them together. And I'm gonna tell you, they're all friends and family, but they were so funny in giving me feedback because they were some were gentler with it.
Hmm.
Were
Hmm.
very Dana was one that was like this, and this. Haas hated my caps. I had caps in the story when I first wrote the story. So he was just, their feedback was just, it was invaluable to me because it just helped me see from different perspectives. And then having a male's
Yeah.
perspective with a
That's always
story
good.
that's
Yeah.
primarily female. So their buy-in, their support, their love of the story to me led to that success. I wasn't scared to submit the book to reviewers in advance. I
Mhm.
didn't wait, so while they were reading, so were reviewers. Um, so I think not, just jumping out there and not allowing my fear to keep me from trying and moving forward with it is what made it so successful. I was really shocked,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
how the
Well, it sounds like it worked. Whatever you did, it sounds like it worked. Um, Guys, if you are just joining us, you are at the book bar, and we are talking with Rona D about her debut novel, Friendship Matters. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are a woman, happy Women's Month to you. You
absolutely.
rock. Um, so you said earlier today that you changed the title from episodes to Friendship Matters.
Yeah.
What is the significance of Friendship Matters to you?
Well, because when you look at the story, when you read the story, you realize this is twofold. It's the fact that friendships do matter, and the story gives you the matters of friendship,
Mm.
right? Difficult topics that are, hard for one to talk about, but there's no backbiting, there's loyalty, there's love in the support of one another. And I think that that's where it came from. My friendships, just in my personal life, they're like family. My daughter calls my friends auntie and uncle, or God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. And so I really value it. So for that to end up being the title, it just made sense. Um, just for how I view friendship. And the truth of the matter is, the media doesn't portray it, but this is how we do friendship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is really, and
yeah,
I think the story captures that. That this is what friendship is for the Black community.
yeah.
Uh,
I agree with you with that. Now,
mhm,
for me, reading the story was a little bit refreshing because less than 10 years ago, I would not be able to sit here and celebrate a friendship with just females because
mhm,
I was it was all about the guys for me. They were easier. I have like zero tolerance for female drama,
right,
and we're a unique breed, right?
right.
Just like less than 10 years ago, I was blessed to have to really see what it means to have a group of females that, will rock with you and be at your six whenever you need it, So I could really like reading this book right here, I could really dive into it and really understand, take the nuggets away from it. Because like I said before, but like less than 10 years ago, I would not be really able to appreciate the story, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's true. I think it's very valuable. I see JB saying,
Well, so that was kind well, I wasn't that we it wasn't that we couldn't females for me, it wasn't that females couldn't have for true friendships, but it what didn't work for me. That was yeah, for me. But yeah,
Mhm,
you're right. I think a lot of especially with the black female, sometimes you will get um that angry black female
right.
syndrome and always trying to cut down. But I feel like more often than not recently, you there are some real, stand up females, that really will have your back. And I think in this story too, you captured that with these females. I mean, I think Unique was probably the more even-headed one, and
Mhm,
so she was able to kinda call them on their stuff, and I think with Candace and her situation, it was way more sensitive, so I think they kinda, they kinda stand up. Yes, Shay, I wholeheartedly agree. You and I have these conversations, a lot about, the females, and there are some really good females out there, you know what I mean?
mhm,
Definitely.
mhm.
So all right, so you told us that these girls have a little bit of Rona in each one of them, right?
They do. They do.
And I'm gonna go just based on what you said. Candace has probably got the least amount of you in there,
Right.
but yet and still, she's a little bit of Rona. But okay, Rona, so you wrote these females, right? It got a little bit of you in there, but then it got a little bit of fiction in there. So
Mhm.
you meet these ladies at a conference.
Mhm.
I might go a couple of questions with that. Who now, just the way they are,
At
right?
a
You
conference.
meet these ladies at a conference.
Mhm.
Who are you more likely to bond with?
Unique.
Unique. Okay. Is it because she's the more uh conservative one, or is there something else about her?
It's just that she's level headed. I don't like drama either. So she's kind of that one. She's the first one I'm a gravitate towards. But when I want to have, if we partying later, I need Seisha.
Right.
You know,
She's always good for a good
I
time.
need her. I need
Uh,
her. She's that one.
all right. Now wait, what about Seisha and her cooking? Is that
Oh, that's me.
okay, okay, okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. So let's keep the same theme here. Okay. I want to know if you had to if each one of them called you up
Hmm.
and asked you for advice, what would you give them? And this is, guys, this is going to be without telling the story. So you're going to have to see if she's right on point, or would you give the same advice?
Um, if Seisha was to call me, what advice I would give her would be to slow down a bit,
Hmm.
slow down a bit, and take some time to yourself. Uh,
Yeah.
you don't have to go from one to the other. That's
Hmm.
what I would say.
Okay.
If Unique would call, I would say that she should open up a little bit more, just to be a little more vulnerable.
Hmm.
She doesn't have to be the rock for everybody.
Yeah, but
And
it's always one of them.
it's
You always
always
got one in the group.
absolutely, absolutely. And Candace, I would say, you may have to time at least one good time, but she would just need to just tap into her inner strength.
Yeah, yeah. Which
And
you did do for her though
yeah,
too.
I
So
did.
you all have it. This is from the desk of Rona D about her carers, Seisha, Candace, and Unique. So when you read the book, let's come back and see if she gave the right advice or you've had something different to say.
All right, all right.
Okay. So everybody's favorite husband, Haas, has said the way each of them were able to check each other in love and it was accepted by each other. And that is what makes the friendship works, I think, in females. I think you sway a little bit from that, you might get some attitude. So this is the key right here, is what he said.
Mhm,
Checking somebody in love. You know
mhm.
what I mean? And what I always like to say, look, yeah, you might need to adjust that crown a little bit here. We can't have you going out here with that crown sideways. Yeah.
Right, right.
So yeah, great nugget, Haas.
And
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think what's also key, the two of them are hilarious, Shay and Haas. Um, what's also key though is that sometimes you can't always go in hot, right?
Yeah.
I can't, what the way I may say it, be able to say it to Seisha, I may not be able to say it like that to Candace. And I
Absolutely.
think when they came together, it was good for them to all talk together instead of one person
Hmm.
share certain news or stuff like that, because you
Yeah.
need to receive it. Some people don't receive it the same, you know?
Right.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
And the one scene, the hairdresser scene, I'm not going to say what it was, but when she stated that it might be good for Seisha to say something rather than to her, that's true. Because like, I listen, that hairdresser wouldn't have been able to tell me nothing.
that's right. That's right. Because
Mhm.
she was telling everything.
Right. So Shay wants to know, where did your characters' names come from? Shay, you in my head, get out.
So, um, Seisha came from sassy. I just was thinking sassy, and then Seisha came, right?
Okay.
Unique, I made her unique because she is just that. She's the steady foundation that holds the glue together. And I think that is why her parents named her that, because it's almost like
Mm,
they knew that's who she was going to be, you know.
mhm.
And Candace, um, I don't know, right? I'm not really sure where I got that name from, except for it's just Candace, and her nickname in the book is Candy.
Yeah, and it's Candy with a K too, y'all. It's Candy
Yes,
with a
Candy
K.
with a K. Yes, yes, yes. So that's kind of where it came from. I can't tell you about hers as much, but I think it's more of a fun name for her. Mhm.
I said you and Unique would both spend hours sizing each other up.
He's so silly. It's true. True.
All right. And
She loves
apparently
calling him
JB
Mr. Muller.
agrees with him.
Yeah.
Like she said that.
Right.
Um, okay, so
Hey,
yeah,
Dad.
checking in love. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Deborah. Definitely that. Antoinette Gay said it sounds interesting. This is really one of those books that you sit around the table and have a discussion about. And like you had mentioned earlier, Rona, you said that it was episodes because you all would get on the phone and you all be talking about, you people watch, you size people
Right.
up, try to figure them out and everything. So this is one of those books that you can read about it and then you can really kind of see what you wouldn't do. You know how we do when we read books. We be like, girl, I wouldn't be doing that. I would have told him this. I would
Right.
have said that, right? So
Right.
this is that book that
Right.
you sit around the table with your friends, and then you have obviously you need some wine to
Right.
or whatever else you need to
Right.
sit down and talk about this. This is a great discussion. This is a great
Mhm.
discussion. It's not real heavy. It's just real cool. It's real cool.
It is.
Uh, yeah, and if you stick around for the whole show, one of y'all might be getting one of these little treasures here. I got a little something, honey, honey, honey. I picked all the way, came all the way from DC for y'all. Bam.
Bam.
Bam. Listen, and I upgraded y'all, honey. Y'all getting a hard copy. So y'all stick around. Y'all might be getting this, honey. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay, so let's see what this treats beat says. I like that.
That's my cousin. She's also on my team. That's my cousin Latrita.
Okay, did I meet her?
Yep, you met Latrita.
Oh,
Yep,
okay. Hey,
yep.
Trita.
Her and her husband were there.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
He's on,
remember now. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
on the
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And I think maybe with men too, but I think it's especially with females. I think because we are a little bit more sensitive. But I think men are too. Let me just say that. I think men are.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I just think when you are correcting someone, you do need to sometimes be a little bit stern, but it definitely needs to be in love. Definitely,
Right, right, right.
definitely that.
Mhm,
All
mhm.
right. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely, Deborah. I agree.
Debbie.
Um,
Mhm.
I'm assuming that'll be you and unique. It'd be interesting.
Well, the funny part is they're in there, you have Haj, you have Dana, you have Latrita, Treats Beats, and all of us were together on a Zoom. And it was an hour and a half. I had given them 20 questions, I think. And we just gonna go through the questions and talk about the questions.
Hmm.
I looked up, it was 4 hours.
Oh, sound like one of my chats.
Yes. 4 hours. And to the point towards the end, I had to say, okay, wait a minute, we got to end this. I mean, they were going to it's a part towards the end. People have strong opinions about if that should have happened or not. And
Mhm.
so it was so funny. And I had to say, like, yeah, hey, y'all know their characters, right? This ain't real. I mean, they were just
Well, that's
so
a matter of opinion.
right.
A matter of opinion. Well, listen, once that book is out the gate, you don't know what kind of magic we put in them characters, honey.
That's,
They become real. Don't
they
listen.
do become
They
real.
become real.
Yes, yes.
Uh let me see here.
She put
What was that
specific
question she
friends.
said?
Was it specific friends play different
Yeah.
roles?
Yeah, it was that. And that is true. Oh, here it is right here. So yeah,
Mhm.
Cheryl said and that was true. And I think in the book too, they had specific roles to play. Like I think really unique was the one who was the one who kind of kept everybody leveled.
Yes.
But I think Sasha was real good in keeping it real
Mm-hmm.
and just like, whatever comes up kind of comes out, but not in a bad way. It was just
Right.
like, no, we ain't coddling her. She needs to know this, or
Right.
we doing this or whatever.
Right.
But I
Right.
think it was nice that she was able to do that for some, for them, but then and how they came to her. And if you notice, you guys will notice in the book, maybe like when it was her time to, get her talking to, it was almost like kid gloves, because at that point her situation was like, it was kind of,
Right.
you know a
You
little.
had to be gentle.
Yeah, you had to be gentle with her on that.
Mm.
But yeah, so I can't wait for you all to read this book. It was really a good book. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, Cheryl, we will. We'll have to bring Rona back after you guys got a chance to do this. We can really let the cat out the bag, and you can really tell us how you feel about these characters.
Because I need to know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this
Mhm.
is probably you all probably having a conversation. Okay, I have a question about this. So you have this team, and you had them read the book, and then you had your betas, and then they read it. What was there much that they had suggested that you change it, or how much tweaking did you do after those groups read the book?
The hardest part was the editing because it was things such as like the so you whatever the word version was in 2000. I said, see what happened. Well, whatever the version was in 2003, think of that word version, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go through all these iterations, and now it's 2021, and we're looking at the book, and you're missing different things, and I know what I see and stuff like that. So Trita was the one who caught. I swear to you, I don't know how she did it because I didn't even see half of them missing. She caught all these missing periods. Because when you write, you just write. If
Yeah.
you focus on grammar the whole time, you'll never finish. Right? This is why you need the editors and you need other people to read to help you
Okay.
catch it. You got to keep writing, and that's one of the things that will hold me back is I'll write, and then I'll go back and reread, and then I'll correct, and then you can't move forward that way. um, but just that type of feedback, they didn't really have a lot of feedback in changing the story was
Okay.
by the time they had gotten to it. So it was just more errors, just grammatical errors or things missing,
Mm-hmm.
colon, or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
quote,
Yeah.
and things like that. So it was a challenge, but it was good because I had to after a while tell them the first read, I needed y'all just to read. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about the grammar. Get through it. I need to know if this story is valuable.
Okay. Got you.
And they
Got
had to
you.
stop. So that's when he was seeing all them caps, and he had to stop marking it. At one point, he gave me, because I had printed them out in this paper form and had them bound.
Mm-hmm.
He, he gave it to me. He just said, "Why? Why?" I was, so sorry. I couldn't help it. But yeah, so they had to just get through it and read it. So that was most valuable part was their perspectives, their feedback, their,
Mm-hmm.
catching certain things, and just how involved and how much they related to the characters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like Tanya, is that Tony?
Yeah.
Uh,
Mama. Yeah. Mama Tony.
yeah, she said they were real to them. They're
Yeah.
real to me. You know
Yeah,
what I
for readers, we, some of us have, multiple personalities. We got multiple husbands. We have a whole bunch of kids,
mean? Right.
auntie, uncles, and then some of us, like myself, we got passports and we got addresses in other places, because that's what these stories do to us. They
Absolutely.
transport us. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So yes, I agree, Mama Tony. They are real.
Hmm.
Yeah, with the long chats. Yeah, 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 yeah. She
That's a
knows.
good book. When you
Look,
get a chat like that. Oh my goodness, I love a book like that. I do. I
Look,
do.
but I gotta stop though, cause honey, I can't be keeping the people out here for 4 hours. But sometimes it be like that, right?
Right, right, right,
No, we can't be doing that.
right.
But anyway, so Miss JB, what do you says?
I don't want to be
Oh
timid in my relationship. Mhm.
yeah, yeah, because you know what though, for and this is coming from me. Once I got to the point where I could find value in a female friend, I want them to be real with me,
Mhm.
right? Because I just feel like if they're doing it in love, then I feel like it's something I need to look at, right? So yeah, they are important because they don't come around that often, right?
Mhm.
When you have one, you wanna grab onto them.
Right, right.
And I
Mhm.
think I'm going to say Miss Brenda Jackson was probably the inspiration behind me actually resolving to that fact that I could have, female friends and be okay, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh, so what is Haas is in here cutting up with his usual self?
He was talking about them caps. He meant it in love. That's what he's saying.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's funny because I have a person at work, and when my mind ain't right and I'm asking questions that I shouldn't be asking, he'd be like, "Caps, like what are you doing?" I'd be like, "Oh, okay, I forget
Oh, that's good. I like that. I like that.
it."
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's get down to some more little stuff right here. Okay, so now we got Friendship Matters,
Mhm.
first book. Okay. Um, is something else coming?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, I will say that I didn't when I published, I didn't intend a sequel, but because readers have been asking for more and definitely looking to hear more about Candace in particular as well, I started with her. So the sequel starts with Candace.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm chugging along trying to get it going. I did some writing last week and I was so proud of myself because you have those moments where you can and you can't. um, but I am loving it so far. I don't have a
Okay.
title.
Okay. Okay.
But I find that I didn't even I just call it Friendship Matter sequel right now. But
Mm.
as the story develops, I'll figure it out. But
Okay.
yeah, I hope
Okay.
to have that finished this year. Absolutely.
I am looking forward to finding out. You know, Candace surprised me when she finally got herself, right, when she set herself right on solid ground. She kind of surprised me with some of the things that she's doing. So I'm really looking forward to finding out how she pans what it looks like with her after
Right,
all of the is said
right,
and done.
right,
So
right.
I'm looking forward to that. So, okay, so we're looking forward to Candace's story, but let me throw you a loop here. Okay, you got some secondary characters in there. We talked about that. If you were to write a secondary character from this story, who would it be and why?
I think I would have fun with Cameron.
Yeah.
I think so because they have opinions about him. You know,
I got some unfinished business about him too. I'm not none too happy about that. Just let me just tell y'all.
so
I'm not too
you're
happy.
on that side of the fence, right? So
Yes,
there's some
yes.
people not too happy about that. So I think if I was to move it along using a secondary character as a friend, make them primary, it would be Cameron. But
I
he
think
he
he's
makes an appearance.
interesting.
He's in the second book.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
All right. All right. All right. And then I look, I won't be too mad at you
Right,
then.
right,
All right. That's me, treats. Come on, sequel. Like what we doing here? You know what I mean? Look,
right.
that is true. Now, okay, so everybody wants this, or sometimes when people read books, they can kind of tell. So if if you were if Friendship Matters were to go to the screen,
Hmm.
who would do you have any idea who would play the three girls?
So we have had this discussion. I'm telling you, I think Kimberly Elise for Unique. Everybody has an opinion when you listen to them. I think Candace is a Gabrielle Union ish.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
Candace.
yeah, I
Mm.
think so. I think,
I,
and I'm gonna tell you,
look, I
I,
think some stuff would have busted wide open long before it did if that was a Gabrielle Union, let me tell you.
but watching her in this, she's on Truth Be Told on Apple TV.
Hmm.
She's doing a phenomenal job. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I think she could play it. Seisha is the hard one because she's sassy. I need that. That is a hard one. But I'm telling you. Oh, so who did Trita said? Megan Good for Candace. Um, I've always
Yeah, that
struggled.
would that would be more in lines of what I would be thinking of Megan Good.
You think so?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. See,
yeah. Just because of how dormant in a way she laid through the whole thing. That's a Megan Good kind of
oh, you
thing.
think so? Okay. You
Yeah,
see what
yeah.
I said for Seisha?
Oh wait, yeah. He said, ah, yeah,
Tiffany Haddish.
yeah. That one will work. That
You
one
think
will work.
so?
Yeah, yeah.
But she
That
just
will
as
work.
silly too, because Seisha got some moments in there that would have you dying.
Yeah, no, I can see that totally, Haas. But Haas, I wanted to go back to your I wanted to go back to your comment. Like for me, I did not necessarily dislike Cameron. I think Cameron for me was intriguing. Like you don't know what was going on with him. Buddy was kind of weird, like a little bit. But I kind of wanted to know a little bit about him, a little bit more about him.
Mhm,
He was just intriguing to me, and I
mhm,
guess it's because we just didn't get a whole lot of him in the
mhm.
story.
But everybody
Yeah,
knows.
let's see.
Yeah. I don't Brisha
I
Webb.
don't. Yeah, I don't know that one. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Brisha Webb.
Yeah,
Now
I'm
look,
gonna have to look that one up.
I don't know who she is. Oh, she's on Run the World, which I can't watch, which I love. I just can't watch it while I'm writing.
Oh, okay, okay. I still have to look that one up because I'm not
Yeah,
familiar. But yeah.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
then let's see. Cheryl says,
Oh, that is good. You got to watch
oh,
it.
okay, okay,
Yep, it's good.
okay, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It- I want to know about that Auntie Two Haas. Like, what that whole thing was like, just straight crazy. Uh,
And the
yeah,
funny thing about her is everybody that's reading the book today is like, what? How old is she? Why are they calling her old? And I'm like,
but
remember, it's 17 years old. The story is 17 years old.
yeah, but still, that I don't know. I don't care what time it was. That whole just scene was crazy. Like I just would want to talk to him. Was like, what was you thinking?
Right.
Like literally, like what was you thinking? But yeah, yeah, weird, indecisive. I don't know what was going on with him. Yeah, you gonna have to you gonna have to write something out for him. Help me understand. That's what I need. Help me understand him.
Yeah, he got a place.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Well, anyway, I cannot believe that we're almost coming down to our time, but I do have a few other questions
Okay.
to ask you. Uh this is you personally because I can't dive into the story, but if you wanted to write yourself as a heroine, what kind of heroine would you be?
Hmm.
And then what would your name be?
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Hmm. That's a good question. I think I would try to compare myself to someone that we know. I would like to be a Foxy Brown ish hero.
Okay.
That's what. Whenever it's Halloween, that's why I always wear them big afros. I'm always Foxy Brown.
Okay.
Um, but what would my name be? I don't know.
I kind of like Rona D,
I do like Rona D.
but you can't have that. You got to figure something else
I
out.
got to figure something out.
Hmm.
And he talking about, yeah, okay, yeah, you would want Foxy Brown, okay?
It's Friday night.
He is a mess. I don't know. I have to think about that.
All right. Well,
Mm,
that a question to come back when you come back and talk about us.
okay, I'll have a name.
So, okay. So, Rona, we are coming running out of time here, but guys, I really want you all to experience Friendship Matters. And then also to follow Rona. And Rona, you're going to tell everybody where they can follow you at because she's been doing an amazing job. I'm calling it her book tour because you see her out there. She's doing the you know the book club chats and everything. She's getting the word out. She is displaying what true friendship is with these groups. She's doing an amazing job, and I especially love this cover because because they got glasses,
Right.
like that.
All
And
right.
then I like the fact that they're three females. They are in a sense professional, and they are not out there tearing other women down, and they are adjusting each other's crown in love. So, Rona, tell everybody where they can find you at, and if you have a newsletter too, share that with them.
Sure, sure. So you can find me on all social media platforms at Rona D Writes, and that's RODRONADWRITES. I'm looking at myself and I'm like, Rona D Writes. And my website is www.ronadwrites.com. You can join the subscribe to our newsletter. I do a monthly newsletter. And when I'm going to have a speaking engagement or an event, I'll shoot just an update to give you guys the link. Um, I am it's a lot going on. We're doing these friendship matters happy hours slash whatever it's going to be. This Sunday we're doing a wine and wick, so we're making our own candles, and I'm just doing monthly activities to include the ladies. And it's been such a great time. Different speaking engagements with the book clubs, and in June, I'll be in Williamsburg doing a women's retreat speaking for that. So
Oh,
it's
this
just a
this
lot
be
of different
perfect. Yeah.
things. Yeah, coming up. I have one April 1st as well. So I'm really just, again, just enjoying this entire experience. It's been amazing.
Question for you about your the like the wick and what did you call it, the wick
Wine
and
and wick.
wine and
Mhm.
wick. Now those and you have them like usually on Sundays. Are those in-person events, all in-person events?
That's in person. This one is in Baltimore, but usually we do like a Friday happy hour. I'm about to try to move it a little bit to a Saturday brunch because we're in the DMV, right? So that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and just
Okay.
trying to give different, because we are territorial where we live. People like,
Mhm.
if you're on the Baltimore side, you don't want to go as far as here. If you're on the DC side, you do Virginia, but don't go this far. So just moving it around and giving
Okay.
more access to more ladies. Hmm.
Okay, so guys, if you all are in that area or that cluster, make sure you stay up to date with what she's going on, and hey, go hang out with her. And
Absolutely.
then talk about, make sure you get your own copy of the Friendship Matters. Again, one lucky winner will win one of these today. And also too, she has some swag too. Like she
I
has this
do.
right here, honey.
I do. And you look good in it, girl. You look
Honey,
good.
yeah. So y'all get y'all one of these right here, honey, because Friendship Matters is a whole movement going on,
Yes, it
right?
is. Yes, it is. And then I have these bookmarks, I created. So I have different sayings that kind of come from the book, or at least just the essence of the book. This one is "You got my back or no" bookmark.
Oh yeah, that's a T-shirt, y'all. I want
Yes.
this, and I wanted to. I think I might have to be doing some ordering.
Right. And then we all got our men one sway at a time. Unique says that in the
Oh
book,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
asking for a friend. And then just a friendship matters one. So whenever people buy directly from the website, I always send them a bookmark. And so yeah, it's been. Oh, you joined my mailing list. Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah, yeah.
I, I
I
appreciate.
think mailing lists are good, guys. So go on in there. I put the website in the chat. So grab that, go on there.
Yep.
Look at some of the merch that she has there. You know, support. And then definitely purchase the book. And then like I said, follow her. And if you're in the DMV Baltimore area right there, try to catch up with her when she does one of her happy hours, or is that what you're calling them, happy hours?
Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
Like some of them are happy hours. So every month I'm just determining what we're gonna do. You know, so this month is wine and yeah, wine and wick. Next month we'll do a brunch.
Okay.
So different things. Mm-hmm.
Okay. 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 So Rona, so how I'm gonna do this giveaway, I'm gonna make it very simple. I am gonna scroll through the comments here, and if you'll tell me when to stop, the person who it lands on will be the one who will win this. But now, of course, if it's one of your team, we'll go to the next one, up or down.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So team members, don't be getting mad at me. Y'all know.
Yeah,
All
already
right.
on the book.
Uh-huh. All right. Okay. So let's go through here. I am going to start now, and you tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. All right. So that is going to be Cinquetta.
All right, Cinquetta.
Well,
All right.
so I am a sissy. So Cinquetta, congratulations, you have won a hardback copy, signed copy of Friendship Matters. And once you get a minute, just send me your address, and I will send this out to you straight away. All right. Rona, thank you again so much for hanging out with me. It is such a pleasure. I cannot wait to see what you do next. And I
So,
just want to tell you yet again, happy Women's Month. Congratulations on being an award winning debut novelist. And just keep up the good work. And I wish you blessings, many, many blessings in all you do.
well,
All
thank
right.
you
And
so
then
much.
don't forget, you got to come back.
Oh, absolutely. And
Okay.
before we go, I need to, I don't know if y'all have this. So this is the Book Buddy Journal. This is Midnights. You get this on her website. She ain't say nothing about it, but let me tell you something. I went to this thing. I said, "Oh my God! See, I'll get things like this, and I won't write in them because I love them." But y'all
All
need to
right.
check over those readers. If you did not, this is an amazing journal.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not giving away this one, but I'm gonna get one and give one to my surprise one of my team members with it because I love it. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I
And
love
but we want them to write in it, because let me tell you, as you are writing and as they
that,
are reading, they need to keep those adventures at bay, because you never know when we might have to come back and have a discussion, honey.
that part right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Part
yeah,
right
yeah.
there. Absolutely. Myra says
Yes.
she got it.
Right, right, right. Okay. All
Thank you,
right. Hey,
Shay.
hey, Myra, I'm so glad you was out there. I posted it like soon enough. I should have tagged you in it, but I'm glad to see you out there. Listen, if you need for me to tag you in anything that I have, you have to tell me, and I'll tag you in it. But I'm so glad to see you out there. All right.
Yes. I love Shay.
That's my slick partner there. And listen, guys,
Enjoyed you, Antoinette.
yeah, 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 yeah. Antoinette is such a sweetheart. Like all of these girls that are out here, Cheryl, Antoinette, JB, everything. Listen, let me tell you, these are some hardcore readers out here. To Mama Tony, and they will, they shout it out. They will always pass your name around. So they'll be doing that, and then of course you guys know. Um, Shay Baby has the Brown Book series. And there's a lot of shenanigans out there. Any of us who follow her, we know we can't stop. We always got to be out there on every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just so we can just get our feel of shenanigans. But check her out on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mama Tony has a page where she does the quote of the day, she does the book of the day, and she reads from that. Check her out. This every day. It's usually somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning for me. I'm not sure what her time zone is. I think it might be Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check out all of those. We got Angela Cafes out there. She's interviewing. We got Tiff's Happy Place that is doing this. This is all these people here. So if you're an author out there, check out all of these names that I'm telling you. Get on their platforms so that they can pass the word about you. Okay, I think Miss Deborah King. Oh, guys, let me just say, Deborah King is another author, right? Honey, glory, glory. Listen, let me tell you something. Y'all stay tuned for her because I'm gonna have her on the book bar as well, y'all. Oh my goodness, y'all authors. Let me
Get
just
that. I
tell
have to
y'all,
get that. Hi,
y'all. Let me just tell y'all authors, y'all be. We love y'all, but y'all be. Ugh, ugh.
you
We
wouldn't
love
think
you
it
though.
doesn't. It
We
has
love
to
you.
be like that.
Yeah. Right. Yes, yes. Oh, oh, she gonna have hearts on the BBS. Listen,
Listen,
he will fit right in.
he is a
Look,
superstar.
Jay, I almost wanted to have him come up here because he was talking a lot. I need to hear what he had to say, especially when he started talking about these characters. Because I don't know, I might have would have broke protocol and just went into talking about the book.
Listen, he got an opinion, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, no, we love his opinion. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
right, 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 right. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me and Rona. Have a great rest of your evening and your weekend. Be safe and remember to smile because sometimes that might be the only thing somebody has, and it might just save
Absolutely.
their life. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Take
Thank
care,
you so much,
everybody.
everybody. Take care.
Okay. You stay right where you are, Miss
Oh,
Rona.
okay.